Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're hopping into turn 51 of Garden of Good and Evil. Yeah, so this will be a quick turn, I think. We have a message from Ryla. This is Ryla recounting the story of killing my pretender. So, it was a great start. It was at the start of the Great War against MA-Ermor when we realized that no army could stand against the cheesy quad blast that ravaged the lands. A few sacred undead could be downed at the cost of an army, but that we needed to face MA-Ermor on equal footing. A nameless Starchild took the first of the great water bottles and slew the prophet of MA-Ermor in an honorable single combat, leaving MA-Ermor to for once fight fair and square. They cried like little children. The brave Starchild was named Slayer of MA-Ermor. A time later, MA-Ermor cast Burden of Time to win a war without fighting, or for his fetish for old men. Ryla did not suffer, as his allies did, but saw that the world would be overrun without action. So the brave Slayer of MA-Ermor donned a cloak, a bow, and a bottle, and set out for the dead lands of MA-Ermor to fight evil once again. He walked over many dead castles, avoided detection, and at last stood at the gates of MA-Ermor. He shot his black bow and slew the Dreadlord, ending the spell. Golgoth would be back. But as the undead horde struck him down, he knew that he had shown the world there is hope. So that was fitting. I really liked that. It was a really funny message. And I had no idea. It was really cool that that the guy who assassinated my pretender was actually the same guy who got my prophet up here. Was the first of the assassins. So, anyway. Let's take a look at what happened this turn. We're going to go through these really quick. That was a nothing battle. This is a nothing battle. This was a nothing battle. So MA-Ermor was pinging me. I'll show you where this is. Oh. So MA-Ermor was pinging me in my capital. Presumably, the only time you ping somebody is usually when you want to attack. So we'll see. That was probably part of it. Maybe he teleports a thug onto my capital. There was a battle in Shehem. So this is right here, and basically I had put one unit on top of his dudes. So he was ready to fight me with this group. We'll just show you the group he was going to fight a rather large army with. Which actually I would have wrecked him. I kind of wish I could have stayed on the fort. So this is enough to drop Earthquake once with each of these guys. I don't know why he has 5 gems. Could be Earthquake and then Maws of the Earth, but they'll be asleep. These guys would all die by the time. He may also have somebody cast Marble Warrior. Marble Warrior is really, 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 really good on Umbrals. It turns these guys into absolute beasts. But don't know. The good thing about him having a lot of marble umbrals means that there's probably enough undead for me to farm. I mean, there's probably enough death gems that once I get his territory, my death income will be significantly increased. Okay, we've now taken control of this province. So this was a tiny little raiding army. There was no army to defend it. He moved his guys back here. So last turn I had an army here. I had moved my army off this fort. The army that was here I now moved on this fort, and the army that had moved off the fort this way I moved onto this fort. So he's kind of running around with his pretender, can't catch anybody. And I've got my real army moving in. This is my battle in my throne. Thank God it's finally... Okay, so you can see the Ice Elemental is doing work. I think he's gonna go back. Okay. So the Ice Elemental did work, and then my dude's a beast. This really... Here, I'll show you. Again. This shows how strong these guys are once you get Alteration 5. Like, he's equivalently super combatant worthy, especially if I got Alteration 6 and gave him Soul Vortex. But, you see, they can't really hurt him. I think he just took a... Did he take any damage? No, he didn't. Oh, he did. I think he took 9 damage back then. Yeah. So he's essentially invulnerable. Really, really, really strong. If you get the Earth one, you can cast Iron Skin, which is better if your opponents have magic weapons. But anyway, that's really good. What else? We had his Starspawn Thug kill somebody. This was me moving. He had his full army here, and I moved to take it. He moved away. So we're kind of dancing. That's cool. I'm really just stalling until this fort gets up, which will be this turn. So this was him taking this back. In terms of events, not too much. We found a magic site, which is worthless. We found an iron mine. I don't need that. And magic is fading. That's the really bad event. I think it's happened 4 or 5 times this game already, and we're in year 5. So it happens about once a year. You get a magic fading event. We've started to destroy 2 gates. The gate here and the gate here. Oh, and we took this fort. We've now taken control of this fortress. So, all is good. The directions I have for this turn, I want to get my Dominion up. I have enough fire income where I really don't need gold from provinces anymore, so I'm not really even thinking about any provinces away from my forts as potential income generators. Like, oh, I want to get this. I don't want to get mind hunted. Right now I don't want to lose troops. Really, it's all about death gems. So, what I'm going to be doing is trying to get my Dominion up in these 3 forts very quickly. So I'm building a temple here. I'm moving my prophet back to claim this throne. And I will be building a temple here next turn. I have this fort coming up in 1 turn. I have these 2 forts coming up in 2 turns, and these forts are really from the fire gems I spent on gold. They'll be coming up shortly, 2 turns. So if you look at it, he can't really get to this province with this army in 2 turns, so this one's safe. This one I may need to protect, but I think I decided not to protect it. So my objectives are take Agartha, don't lose any forts, get my forts up, and protect them. One thing I'm looking to start doing is I'm going to start recruiting priests, which some of these can do. Really what I'm going to have to do is shuffle people back from across. I don't have enough money right now. I'm only getting 1 priest this turn from this province. What? From this province? Wait, which province? From this province? Right here. And I'm going to start colonizing and ghoulifying all of the underground. So, the other thing I'm going to start doing is patrolling before I move. So when you patrol, you catch 2 waves of assassins. You catch the people who were there that turn and assassinated you. Those you'll definitely kill. You also catch people moving into that province. Now what's important is if there's any province they can escape to, when you put them on a retreat order and they move into your province, patrolling them's not going to do anything because they'll just run away if they're not on an assassinate order. So, and they've scripted them that way, which this guy is. So, but I'm going to start patrolling a lot more. Like, I think I'm almost sure I'm going to get assassinated this turn, so we're definitely going to kill anybody inside here. It's also highly likely he thinks I'm going to move back down, and he'll attack here. He also may not. The other thing I'm expecting is that he teleports a thug here this turn or the next. When he does do that, and actually, yeah, when he does do that, I'm going to come back in. Well, there's a few things I'm going to do. One is I'm going to see, did he put an astral gem? If he has 1 astral gem on his thug, that means he was intending to mind duel me. If that's the case, I'm going to come back in and do Horror Mark and then Lamashta's and go away. If it is the case, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably have to send in a priest that's kitted out with some gear that will probably die. So I don't know what I'll do. The other thing I'm doing is I am saving for Burden of Time again. I sent messages to all... I don't think I mentioned this in the last Let's Play. I sent messages to a bunch of people. I sent messages to Asphodel, to Nazca, and to Scaleria, saying, I won't recast Burden of Time if any of you will help me against Ryla. And sometimes that works. I'm not sure if it'll work. Ryla's gonna win. The other thing is, and I didn't mention it, Ryla put up another global. So Ryla now has 3 globals: Eye of the Gods, Gift of Help, and Stellar Focus. So I think it's getting to the point he's big enough where everybody realizes he's a bigger threat than me. So anyway, that's the plan. In terms of actual moves, he's going to take one of these provinces back. I'm not sure which one. In fact, I should probably do this and just pull my dudes back off. Yeah. So put one dude on the fort. He probably won't take both of them. We'll see, though. Big army's going to come in here, right? This is going to be an army that can crack his forts. That is the plan. This army is going to be patrolling, hoping it gets attacked or hoping we can kill some assassins. Ideally, I would be able to get these 2 provinces too, so if there's an assassin, they wouldn't have any place to run to. And really, I mean, that is the art of the possible. I could, like, send this army forward and attack, and then... Do I have an army here? Yeah, I mean, these guys could attack here. It's not actually a bad idea. Take a few water bottles out of play. But I think I'm going to get assassinated. Hopefully it'll be one of these guys, not this dude. But with the luck this dude has, it'll probably be my Archbishop. But anyway, and then we patrol and kill the rest of them. So, we'll see. What else? I'd like to have him site search, but I can't, because if he's site searching, he could be assassinated, and if he's assassinated, he will die. So that is not what I want. Not going to continue the attack here until I get some kind of safety from Asphodel. Like he moves his guys away. Or he attacks me and I kill his army. I'm also not going to sit on top of his fort with all those things in there. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's the end of this turn. Thanks everyone for watching.